guys, today I'll be talking about karma. So karma is commonly known as you reap what you sow kind of thing. So do good, get something good out of it. You do bad, get something bad. Which is not entirely off, because given the fact that uniquely we each have different karma because all of our intentions are different. Like some person, like 2 acts of kindness or charitable actions could look like they're going to receive the same karma, but one person's intention of doing that could be entirely different from someone else that does that, and so their karma can be completely different, even though they put up the same action. So we'll be diving deep into like how we manifest our karma and how it's deeper than just a linear, do this, do that. It has more of like a rippling effect. Sorry, it's windy, so hopefully you can hear me. So karma being the intention which drives the actions. And there's this quote from the book of Dharma that says, the only thing you own in this world is your actions. So with karma, if you're doing things just to seek material gain or gratification from other people, those aren't things you own, right? Because we're impermanent here. The only thing we're going to be taking with us is our actions. So it really makes you sit and think like, okay, are materials driving my success, or is what I'm doing and my intention, my actions, the only things that you own in this world driving your success? And there are also things called karmic cycles, which are just passed down generational patterns that keep on performing cyclically. And a very crucial part to understanding karma is understanding our own ignorance. Ignorance being the things we're unaware of about ourselves, or how our inner nature or nature works, like the organic system of life, how it works and how it affects our state of being. One example of ignorance that we believe sometimes as humans is that we are more superior than nature, or there's this illusion of separateness to nature. So nature's organic law and order is that they change their seasons, right? The plants need to be uprooted so new ones can grow greater and bigger for different uses. So there's a vast dynamic approach in nature, and that is what is required of us too. So a lot of us get the obligation to change, and we feel scared because it's like, or we get defensive because we become so good at what we do, right? That we don't want to let it go, that it's become a part of our ego in a sense, or it makes us comfortable, and it's like, no, I don't want to change. Like, I don't want to explore new heights because I'm so good at this. Like, why would I want to leave this? Kind of thing. But it's in order for us to that's our calling, is to be dynamic and grow all the time. Okay, so that's one example of being ignorant, is thinking that you and the universe don't mirror each other, because we do. And if you think about the education systems, we're thrown in there at such a young age, so we're so impressionable, our minds are very naive to believe whatever's thrown at it, right? So if we're just doing the same things over and over again, and we're just being told to sit down, shut up, and don't question your authority further than this, or there's only one right answer, there's not. There's so many means of success to everyone personally. Even John D. Rockefeller said he's the one who created the education system. He doesn't want a nation of thinkers, he wants a nation of employees. So that just tells you they want us to be robotic, and there's no room for growth. I can do a whole video on this itself, but that's just one example of how we become ignorant, and it's not really our fault, it's not our choosing, right? So yeah, it's just one example. Okay, I wrote a little spiel, so let me just read that real quick. Okay, so to understand karma, one must understand ignorance. The things so deeply embedded and often misunderstood in our subconscious that they've just repetitively run through our autopilot. So through mindless or ignorant action, this is how we create our karmic patterns. One action develops a rippling effect in our lives, and because we think our mindless repetitive acts don't have consequences, we're mistaken. We've just become so stuck and unaware of our ways. We may have been watering the embedded seeds of fear, limitation, self-doubt, jealousy for so long through our actions and our words of verification. So we're controlled from the start by the system set up by the government and our superiors, or that's what they want us to believe. So that sense of fear from control is one of the seeds that is embedded in us from the start. And when you're young, you're not very aware of like what they're doing. They don't say we're here to control you, but through every other means of communication they are, like through their actions and the things they do. But yeah, so that's just one. So they don't want us to question them further. They're just like, this is the real world, and accept it blindly, like no thanks, because they profit off of our ignorance pretty much. And that's why I'm so like passionate about breaking out of this box-like thinking that the world tries to show us that we are from the start, but we're not box-like thinkers. And you're not weird or crazy all because you have a different view of success than what the world tries to pressure on you. But yeah, so society profits off of your ignorance, and you're gonna learn how to break out of your ignorance. So don't feel like you're inferior or you don't have a brain in your head, because first off, it took a person before a book and before a degree to establish education and wisdom. So we all equally have wisdom and are receptible to wisdom without being thrown into an education system. That's just the facts. Yeah. So the internal pressure of being inferior or being under control, being closed in some sense, that anxiety we keep growing over and over and over through our actions, that they become so enlarged they block out any other realm of possibility. So remember, you're the gardener who is responsible for tending your inner garden. So allowing yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes a day to contemplate what things you are enabling to grow within you. Check in and be truthful with yourself. Are you mindful and compassionate towards yourself and the world often, or are constantly distracted by what's next for me to do, what's next for me to do, and operate from a state of confusion or indecisiveness? Remember, we're human beings, not human doings. So practicing being one with yourself. Just sit with yourself, just be, right? Don't always distract yourself, do. Be very mindful and practice this. Like start 5 to 10 minutes a day. Then you'll be able to develop this sense of security and peace that is very vital and is actually the foundation for your success. One of the best things I've done for myself was look to nature and its laws, how it is required for seasons to change, some plants to wither and be uprooted, so there can be room for new ones to blossom. The ocean and its tides, how one little wave after another in a sequence forms a large one at the end. And how the cycle of the moon is also connected to the ocean and their tides. Then I realized we are also interconnected with nature. How are we so different or set apart? Like us and nature are like twins, because we need nature as much as it needs us. Like think about our oxygen. Trees need our carbon dioxide just as much as we need their oxygen. That's just one example. Also, before like westernized medication and all the synthetic stuff's made in a lab, like there was none of that back then. There was so like a very significant decrease in illnesses than you see today. They just use what was organic and what's pure, literally the earth, this, and plants, like not chemicals made in a lab. And you wonder why like you have all these weird side effects, because synthetic things that are put in something organic, it's going to deteriorate it in some sense and make it ill. So yeah, it's just like common sense. But us and plants and nature, like you won't have any side effects really, unless you're actually allergic to something. But like herbs are amazing. I love herbs. So just like nature, we have to grow, change, uproot things that no longer serve us, let them go, purify ourselves, cleanse ourselves, heal ourselves, be whole and one with ourselves. Not saying, like clinging to pain and having that residual effect taint your present. So you like project that trauma and pain onto other people. You're meant to go through it and let it go and not have it follow you or weigh you down. Our state of being as a human is one of impermanence. Like we're not here to be solid. Like we're here to move in fluidity. And the more we tune to our natural flow, the more light and effortless abundance is going to flow to you, because life is abundant. It always will be abundant. We always freely take from it, right? Some of us abuse it, but it's always going to be abundant. And the more you tap into your inner nature and respect its ways and how it works, you're going to be able to see how abundant that is and effortlessly attract that into your life. So the more attention you give to your inner nature and less of the external world, you're going to begin to see that we can heal ourselves. We can be our own source of health and security and all these things we're told we need from the world. It's all in here. We need ourselves, and we can develop and establish ourselves and let ourselves be free. So the more we do that, we develop a certainty and trust in nature and its laws, that it knows how to take care of itself and us. It's been doing it for longer than we've been around. That its organic systems are much purer, greater, and more loving than the man-made systems of artificiality, deception, fear, control, limitations, and self-seeking behavior that unfortunately for a lot of us we just got thrown into to mindlessly accept and told this is the real world. So please take time to challenge and observe your belief systems. Become the conscious conductor. Liberate yourself to the truth, then you will begin to see that the world in its purest form is always abundant, is always changing, is run by peace, purpose, wisdom, and compassion. You are one with it, and the course of your destiny, your karma, is in your grasp. You have an internal compass, and you're tuning your frequency to a level of receptivity to the wisdom and ways of the world that have always been there. You will learn how to stop blocking your blessings and grow the plants of confidence, courage, love, and virtue within, and take yourself to new heights.